Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Rifki, and I will presentation about a journal from Eric A. L. Angelsa, Ruth M. Previera, James J. Goderta, Philip Virgop, Timothy S. M. Nelk, Stephen M. Skupak, and Robert J. Bigara for the HIV or AIDS Cancer Match Study M. The title of the presentation is Trends in Cancer Risk Among People with AIDS in the US 1980 until 2002. First of all, I want to say thank you for the audience. And this is my friend Raka. He is helped me to record this video because my laptop is error. Okay, we can go to the topic first. Introduction. People with AIDS have heightened cancer risk from immunosuppression. Since the beginning of the AIDS epidemic in 1890, cancer have featured prominently as opportunity illness. The two major AIDS-associated malignancies are Kaposi sarcoma (KS) and high-grade non-Hodgkin lymphoma (NHL). Cervical cancer is less common, but also considered AIDS-defining in HIV-infected women. And there's a lot, many disease about AIDS and HIV. I will give an example like cancer, lung cancer, um, lung, heart, and then many more. So let's go to the method. There are two methods. First is survey, two is statistical analysis. Survey HIV and AIDS and cancer registries in 6 US states and 5 metropolitan areas were linked using a probabilistic matching algorithm, utilizing registry data on name, social security number, sex, date of birth, and death, and race. Legally authorized registry personnel review potential match to assess their validity. Subsequently, all identifying information was deleted from files retained for analysis. Institutional review boards at participating registries approved the study. Second is statistic analysis. So, statistic analysis. People with AIDS were grouped according to year of age, 1890 until 90. I'm sorry, 1980 until 1989. No antiretroviral therapy or limited availability. 1990 and 1990 until 1999, monotherapy and dual therapy, and 1996 until 2002, HAA demographic characteristics were compared across the three groups using two tests, both first and subsequent malignancies of different types were considered in analysis of cancer risk. The proportion of subjects with an AIDS-defining cancer, KS, NHL, and cervical cancer in the AIDS onset period identified in either the AIDS or the cancer registries was evaluated because the cancer are themselves AIDS defining. Even the AIDS onset period does not provide a reliable time frame in which to measure risk for this cancer. Therefore, only descriptive analysis to characterize broad trends over time are presented. Next, we are going to the result. The audience, this is the result of the AIDS, the cancer because of AIDS and not. So we can see this graphic. There are decrease from between 1980 until the 2005. And then this is the KS graphic and NHL. This is a cervical cancer. KS and NHL has the decrease by year per year. But cervical cancer between 2000 and until 2005, this disease is increased. So this is lung cancer and Hodgkin lymphoma, kidney cancer, and renal sarcoma. So between 1990 and until 1995 and 1996 until 2002, risk decline for the two major AIDS-defining cancer, Kaposi sarcoma, respectively, and Hodgkin lymphoma, respectively. The number you can see in that graphic. Decline has begun in the 1980, but risk fell sharply in 1996 and was stable thereafter. Risk of cervical cancer did not change. Among non-AIDS malignancies, lung cancer was common, but risk declined but between 1990 until 1995 and 1996 until 2002. Risk of Hodgkin lymphoma increased substantially over the 1990 until 2002 period. So the result, and then after the result, we can go into the conclusion. The dramatic declines in KS and NHL were temporarily related to improving therapies, especially introduction of HAART, but those with AIDS remain at marked risk. Among non-AIDS related cancer, a recent increase in Hodgkin lymphoma was observed. So that's all for me. Sorry for the mistake and bad English. I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you for chance. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.